Does it seem like comic companies just pump out a new zombie title every couple of years? Well, there's a reason for that. They sell incredibly well. But why? We're going to take a look.
Hey there, this is Perch. Why are zombie titles popular? It's funny. I This is a question that somebody asked, and it's a good one because I think if you are a publisher in comics and you're looking to just, you publish a bunch of books and it's time to publish another one, and you want to put out a title that is safe, that is pretty much guaranteed to make some money. Um, Zombies. Sorry, I'm just a big yawn there. It's not indicative of what I think of zombie books, but kind of it fits. Um, Zombies are a title that, for whatever reason, if you put out a zombie book, it's going to get pretty good sales. And Marvel put out Marvel Zombies, and it was a surprise hit. Did very well. It spawned like five or six sequels and spin-offs and other things. It that was business for Marvel. For a while, Marvel Zombies was a big part of their money, and then they stopped for a while, and DC is doing Deceased, and it is a guaranteed sure bet, take it to the bank, that DC will exhaust this property just like Marvel did. They will go through and do more than they should have, and then Marvel will wait about a year after kind of DC peters out, and then they will publish. They'll Somebody in the company will figure out some kind of anniversary. It's like, hey, it's been 12 years and 5 months, everyone, since we had Marvel Zombies. So 12.5. That's kind of a number people think about. Let's put out a return to tradition. Marvel Zombies, number one. Marvel Zombies kills the Marvel zombie universe. I don't know, just something. You'll go out. But yeah, you look at Walking Dead. That's a title that of course, has had the TV show and had so many spin-offs. So of course, that's doing well. But no, zombie books are the closest thing I think these days to a sure bet you will sell copies. And the shops think of it that way too. They're like, oh, what they see one of the bigger publishers. For example, if Valiant did Valiant Zombies, people would order high on them. Not like 200, 300 copies, but they would order probably higher than any other Valiant title that they're bringing to the shop. It would go IDW Zombies, sure, why not? The GI Joe Transformers franchise fights zombies, why not? That will sell, and you could put creators who normally do not sell well at all on them, and you will get people will forget all about it. You can put on, I'm not going to name names, this could be cruel, but you can put on just low selling creators who do not do well with books, and you put them on a zombie book and it's going to sell. So why is that? Why do fans go in on zombies? Well, I think there's a bunch of reasons. I think there is a kind of a built up desire or interest in horror as a genre. I think comics and superheroes and other things, they tend to have big fights and other things, but it tends to not go down the road of bloody chaos. Those fights tend to be more superhero-y, shiny, if you will. It's not the right word. So there's a kind of a and I say this because when Mark Miller would come in and do things with the Authority and with other titles that he was on, he got a lot of attention. And one of the reasons why I think people gravitated to his stuff and it worked is because Miller would he would have characters, the Apollo would fly through the Giant Man knockoff's head and just will splatter blood everywhere, or you know all this kind of stuff would go on. And so I think there's this kind of desire to see kind of more violent side to the comic universe as we know. I think that's a pretty big part. And also, the zombies are, because they're out of continuity. It's like, hey, let's see who's going to get eaten, and what kind of shock value we could get. And they're good. I'm exhausted. It's not the topic, I swear. Um, the it kind of is the topic though. Um, it's like we see with Deceased. It's like, hey, look, oh my God, Batman got bit, and Alfred's having to shoot him with a shotgun, and Aquaman is turned into a crazy zombie, and this is people like to see those kinds of shocks. That's just what works. I think it's a genre that it's one of those things where you can do it, you can make a lot of money, and then you can do it four more times, and each time it's diminishing returns until eventually you're not making any money, and then you have to let it rest for a while. You have to kind of put it back in the closet, and then bring it back out in a few years. I actually think that if you did Marvel Zombies, well, other than everybody would say they were copying DC, which is kind of ironic because DC is kind of copying Marvel. But if they did a if they did a Marvel Zombies book like right now or in a few months, it would be one of their higher selling books. It absolutely would. And I think that's another reason why Immortal Hulk does well is it kind of bills itself as being horror kind of elements, horror ish because it's funny. The book has fans, but it kind of has diehard fans, and it has a lot of people who pick it up. I think hoping and expecting they're going to get something different than what they actually get in the comic. But it's that I like horror. I want to see horror elements within kind of the superheroes that I know and have followed all these years. That's kind of the back and forth that people are going with. But anyway, that's it. Do you like zombie books? Are you into those? Which ones? Is it are they all kind of the same to you, or do you hate the genre? Or do you hate these books? How do you feel about them? They're definitely a seller. I mean, Deceased is doing very very well, just like Marvel Zombies did when it came out, and I have every confidence that if you had zombie faith running around trying to eat people, it feels like there's a joke in there. Anyway, hey, thanks for listening. Like, subscribe, notify. Let me know what you're thinking about. Follow me on Twitter at Comic Perch, and thanks for listening.